Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick Nineg. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about the Twilight Zone. More specifically about an episode called 100 Yards Over the Rim. If you're a fan of classic TV shows and movies, Rick Nineg is the channel for you. 1800 videos for you to enjoy. There's so many ways that you can contribute to the channel. The best way, it's free, and that's by liking, commenting, and subscribing. It makes so much of a difference, so I do thank you ahead of time for supporting me. Season 2, episode 23 is this episode. It's a great one because it's one of my favorites. It's about a man, his name is Christian Horn, and we go back in time to 1847, where we have a wagon train that's headed west. Now this man, Christian Horn, has a family, and he and this wagon train are about 1,500 miles from St. Louis, Missouri. But many people on this wagon train are ready to turn back, but Chris, the main guy, wants everyone to persevere and continue on. Unfortunately, his son has a fever for 11 days, and Chris goes on looking for water, some type of remedy for his son, but only 100 yards away from everyone and the others, he finds himself in the present day, that is 1960s. Now, he can't really believe what he's seeing. He's seeing everything from power lines to restaurants, cars, an asphalt road, and he's just blown away, and everyone from the present day is blown away to see a man wandering the crazy desert, a man that's a little bit different than everyone else. He comes from the past. But it's a good story. It has a really good outcome. It's a little bit surprising, but it's a great one all in all. And to me, it's super iconic. Whenever I see the main actor, Chris, who's played by Cliff Robertson, I see him in that hat and I immediately know what episode we're talking about. I know what episode of the Twilight Zone this is. It's so iconic, but you may be surprised to find out that there was a lot of controversy regarding that stovepipe hat. Here's what happened. I mean, Robertson was a man who was a really studied actor. He would go to great lengths to make sure that he was doing the role, whatever role he played, that he met it with justice. Now, we had the director, Buzz Kulik, as well as Robertson, discussing the character of Chris, how he should dress, what the costuming would be like, and they had a disagreement. In fact, it was a little bit chaotic because they could not come to an agreement about this character. Now remember, this is 1847, and they wanted to figure what was the best way to portray this character. Should we make him look like a cowboy, which is what the director, Buzz Kulik, wanted to do. He wanted to just wear a normal, what we know today as a cowboy hat, something that Clint Eastwood or John Wayne would wear. But Robertson disagreed, and he disagreed pretty severely. He said that if you look at the real 1847, a man like this would not wear a cowboy hat. What is authentic is something worn by an Easterner on his way to the West. And what would be normal is this stove top or this stovepipe type hat. Now, this was Robertson's idea, and pretty much the director was like, no, we're not going to do this. And he was very scared. The director did not want to do this. He was scared that he would be laughed off the screen, and it would be all his responsibility for making the character look ridiculous. They said, yeah, okay, that might be the accurate or the correct thing, but I think the audience will think it's kind of silly, and they will think that a cowboy hat is kind of normal to the time. So this was the disagreement, and they couldn't go on with the episode until a decision was made. According to the director, comedy and drama are very close to each other, and if you step over it just a little bit, you might get a laugh, and it's going to ruin the whole picture. Whether it's a TV show or a movie, it would seriously affect the drama, and they didn't want that. They wanted the audience to take him seriously. But, of course, Buzz really concluded that, you know what, Robertson was right. I was wrong, and I'll admit it. I mean, Cliff was a genius, that is Robertson, figuring that this not only worked with the character, not only did the audience take it seriously, but it's so iconic. You see Cliff Robertson in the desert with his stovepipe hat, and you know that this is the episode where he goes forward in time and then back in time to save his family. And it was such a great episode. I want to know your thoughts down below. Do you think that Robertson made the correct decision in using that stovepipe hat, or should they have used a cowboy hat and just had the audience kind of accept that type outfit that he wore? I think the stovepipe hat is awesome, and I think it looks really good. I think it's iconic. It really seals the deal for the character, and I think it makes it just work. I mean, when you have other great actors on here like John Astin, as well as John Crawford, who played the guy at the gas station, it's just a really cool episode. And I mean, the Chief from Get Smart was also on here. They had so many good actors, and I absolutely love this. Love to read your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for the support as always. Don't forget, everyone, to stay positive and always, and most importantly always, be hopeful. Thank you to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Russ C, Sally N, Vito L, Citizen Kane 359, David D, Jerry D, Jennifer P, and Kevin K. If you want to join this list and be a patron supporter, it does help out so much, and I thank you ahead of time.